Yeah, that's
When I was a bit younger than today, I was playing a game with my parents. I had the mobile telephones and we had some good other entertainment. It was called Trivial Pursuit. Maybe some of you know that game, but basically you ask a lot of questions and you need to give the right answers. And there was this question: what is the furthest planet of our solar system? And then it turned out that they thought I was appalled as a teenager. They said Pluto was the first. Ridiculous. At that moment, I was shocked. How can this game say that Pluto is the first? Because it was in the 90s, and Pluto's orbit, I will show you how that goes, is just inside Neptune. So at that moment, Neptune was the first planet. Whatever. But something more appalling happened in 2006. Suddenly, everybody decided in astronomy Pluto was not a planet anymore. Completely shocking, so unfair. You can imagine Pluto being on a party with his fellows Neptune, Uranus, and then they ask, what do you do? What are you? So, I'm not a planet anymore. And then he's very sad. So, how did it happen that Pluto is not a planet anymore? Maybe go back in history, how people were deciding what was a planet or not, a bit of history. Then I will give you the criteria about Pluto planet or not, and then some practical application. After that, Q&A. Q&A, question and answer. So you have a Q&A session after that. So you can ask me everything you want to know, and hopefully I will give you not. Long time ago, the Earth was the center of the universe. At least that was what people were thinking, Earth. And then, now that is our planet. And then of course you have the Moon as a planet, Moon, Sun as a planet, or not. Mercury, well you can mention this, right? So, my orbit. But then somebody decided Earth is not the center. Why not? It became a bit too complicated. There was a good criteria. I mean, everything that doesn't twinkle must be a planet. I mean, if you look up, the Sun doesn't twinkle, the Moon doesn't twinkle, all these other planets which I don't draw yet do not twinkle. No, that is fine. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, who are you? Definitely not a planet. But then, there's some better telescopes, and they discovered maybe this is not a good model, because you need to do all kinds of tweaks to get it working. So no. No. It doesn't want me to do it. Let's put the Sun in the center. And then you have Mercury. Oops. Venus, Earth, etc. Mars, another planet. They discovered Jupiter. Now you need to be a bit careful. Saturn. And then that was about it, right? Another good drawer, but look at the picture. Then, now this was already quite something, but then, 1700s, another planet was discovered, and they called it Uranus. So I need to be careful there. And then, early 1800s, another planet was discovered. It was over here. So this is, so basically, what is this picture saying us? So you have the Sun, and maybe you've seen it in books, you have all these entities which go around the sun. So this is the sun here, then I go around it. And also the Earth is going around the sun. And all these other planets as well. But they discovered another planet called Ceres, 1801 or so. And then another one. And another one. So, before 1810 we have already 4 more planets here. But then something happens. They discovered a lot of non-twinkling objects. They call these all planets. That wouldn't make sense. So, they invented something else. And Herschel discovered this guy who discovered this planet. So, hey, let's call them asteroids. Something like a star. And then this one is not a planet anymore, it's an asteroid. That's there, not. Then, history progresses. Here we have Neptune was discovered. And then it took a while, 1935, we have Pluto. Now that one is here, right, as you remember perhaps. 20 years, it's inside the orbit of Neptune. But time progresses, you have these big telescopes like Hubble, all these other things, and we discover more and more. And yeah, here's one, and there. Same problem, right? Not a planet anymore. But why not? Well, they decided to have some special criteria in 2006. A planet must orbit around the sun. Furthermore, it must have enough mass to be able to be a ball. Earth, for example, is a ball, right? But there shouldn't be anything in the orbit. And that is the problem. But something special happened in 2006. But Pluto they call now a dwarf planet. So that's just a little less than a planet. But this one is not an asteroid anymore, but a dwarf planet. So, if you think for yourself, that you got demoted at work or whatever, and that's certainly definitely very unfair. Maybe in time, because time is dynamic, he can become promoted again, like Ceres. And probably have lots of questions, because I see I need to stop now, because otherwise I'm taking time of patient time. Thank you. So, anybody who has a question, just raise your hand, and then I will point. Yes.
Where does your fascination for planets come from? I think this is your second speech on planets.
Yeah, during my youth, at some point I didn't like the children's library anymore. I was fascinated with science and books about the solar system. And then, fortunately, because the library was quite annoying, they didn't allow me to take adult books. Maybe it's too smart to read strangers. I don't know why they didn't allow it. So my parents took it anyway for me. So then I learned about all these nice planets, pictures, and everything. And that's where it came from. It's the fascination reading all these outer star books. Anybody else?
So if I understand you correctly, Pluto is not a planet officially, or is it? Huh?
Yeah, correct. So officially, since 2006, Pluto is not a planet anymore,
Yeah.
but it's called a dwarf planet because it is almost a planet, except that if you look at the orbits, there are some other objects, their orbits are also in the array. So it is,
Does it have consequences for all the books you've been reading, you think?
it depends on the date of the book. So
Yeah.
some books are just outdated.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
of course, it's got a lot of things. It's dynamic solar system.
Mm-hmm.
But now we know. I didn't know that in Hendrik-Jan that over here, a little bit further, there is another belt, and there some other objects are coming from, like comets. And you know, these things just come from there. Look at the sky, sometimes you can see them with the tail, like Comet Halley and Bob, or those kind of things. But we know a lot of things now, but we also know very little. But yeah, the new books have different pictures. No? Okay. Okay, maybe you will.
Sorry, but why Pluto is not a planet anymore?
Because of the strict definition that if you look in the orbit of Pluto,
Okay.
then it crosses some other object in the same orbit. And that is not allowed, apparently. And that's the same reason why Ceres is not a planet. And that is also the characteristics of Pluto, except that yeah, there's some other objects which are blocking up. So you have a question?
What is the difference between a comet and an asteroid?
The comet, well, it has a very different orbit. An asteroid is actually pretty limited to this area here. And the comet, it has also different looks. So you have this very thin kernel, and then when it comes to the sun, it radiates stuff out of it. And an asteroid doesn't do that, it's just a big stone, and that's about it. Yeah?
Sorry, why comet has its tail and asteroid doesn't?
This has to do with the energy and the movement.
So does comet like fly much faster than asteroid?
Yeah, it's a different type of object, so it's just how it is during the origination of the solar system. Like that. But yeah, it comes from these asteroids, maybe some remains, who knows.
So eventually it will be like become smaller, and then it will disappear, the comet.
I think at some point the comets don't regulate so much anymore than it becomes an object going and somewhere.
Could it happen that all the asteroids collide at the moment and then structure to the attractivity, they form a planet?
No, that can actually not happen. There is a strict maybe some asteroids can dash together, but there's quite some distance in between them. And if you add all the mass, then you have less than the moon, so it's not really a very big planet. And you need quite some mass to generate the planet. So that's how it goes. Any more questions? Yeah?
I was just wondering, do you have a favorite planet?
No, Pluto is one of my favorites, but it's not a planet anymore. But it's a different planet. Yeah. Something else? Maybe yours.
Is the dizzy dog Pluto named after the planet or something else?
Well, these Plutos, all these planets, Pluto is not a planet, but all this, there's some Greek mythology behind it. Whenever they discover something new, there's a moon. Let's look at the Greek mythology and get this name. So, except for the Earth, of course, and the Sun and everything else. There's a big round horizon. Yeah. I think there is room for one more question, maybe?
One more. What do you think about the flat Earth theory?
The flat Earth theory, I've heard about it indeed. Yeah, what do I think about it? I think it's not correct, but that's
Not correct.
my opinion. But there was some very interesting documentary, I think I saw it on Netflix. It is quite an elaborate theory, and yeah, if you follow their rules, then you can end up with something like that. But if you look a bit beyond, then some things do not add up, and that's why I don't believe the flat Earth theory works. Exactly. I'm also wondering if the Big Bang theory is the big theory about everything. That's also you need to put a lot in these equations to make it work. So I think there is more than Big Bang as well. So, just to get it out. Any final question?
You can suggest any location in the Netherlands where it's a good place to spot the planets?
Well, usually not in the Netherlands, or maybe in the Caribbean part. That's not so I put it. Otherwise, going east in the forest, away from the far cities. And then you can see it better. But even, yeah, the bigger planets you still can see also the city. That's about it. I think my plan is done. So thank you for all these questions. And yeah, hope you liked the